Just like
Yes, because I don't know what part of Florida this is.
Does this like all happen in the same area? Like what?
Oh no, because I feel like Florida's I've been like, I think the East is probably worse than the West, and then there's that. I've heard that the upper Panhandle, like the shit that borders like Mississippi and Alabama and all that is like real life super duper country. Where we got like just the weird illegal shit going on the East Coast between like Jacksonville and Miami. This type of shit is, I'm assuming, something happens somewhere between Miami and Jacksonville. Yeah. Also, it's like the border between Georgia and Atlanta is like, I guess, a real weird thing too. So the whole state can have something happen. The only place where I assume shit should be cool, which that can't be true because that's where Trump got caught, was the West Coast. Which I guess, well, no, the West Coast of Florida I think is where all the nudist and weird freaky shit's going on. So yeah, all Florida's weird. Sorry, and again, I ain't going there because y'all let people shoot niggas and just say that it was because he had Skittles. So I'm afraid to go to Florida because I feel like y'all can kill me and nobody will go to jail. I've been saying that since Trayvon got killed. So I will be going to the Disneyland in California.
Do you really want to go to Disneyland like that?
Man, I feel like everybody should have the right to go to Disneyland once, man.
I mean, you have the right. No, I'm not saying you don't have the right. Whoa, hold on. I'm just saying, like, you really want to be out here for that?
I'm not like, because I wasn't really a big Disney person. I wish Nickelodeon went ham on a good amusement park, honestly, like, or something like that, or maybe even Cartoon Network. But no, like I feel like Disney World could be something, or Disneyland would be whatever one has like all the extra shit, like the Animal Kingdoms and all that shit. That's the one I'd like to go to. I think that's the one that's in Florida, so I ain't going. So
yeah, this one I think in Tokyo or something like that.
I mean, and I told you I'm like that about the whole South. I don't want to road trip to the South. I'm going to the South.
How south are you going?
Anywhere.
Oh,
like anywhere further. Like I could deal with West Virginia. Anywhere else?
That's not South. That's technically not the South.
Yeah. But outside of like, I've been to Richmond, and I think like Virginia and Maryland I could live with. Anywhere else I need to be paratrooped in. Y'all don't have to drop me in with like with a parachute.
Get out of here.
Right. Dead ass serious. I'm not trying to drop to Charlotte. Like, if, like the cities I'd be okay to go to. I don't know. I've heard some racist stuff about Charlotte. I would be cool to drop into Atlanta. Like, you got to drop me into Atlanta.
Drop you in.
Miami, I'd be cool to get dropped into. I'd actually be cool to get dropped into Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Daytona, because I would love to see the race there one time.
Okay.
And New Orleans.
No, anywhere else, not happening.
I mean, I guess in the bigger cities of Texas, like Dallas, Austin, and not Dallas. I don't really care about going to Dallas.
You can
Austin
catch me driving through Nashville, like.
I mean, no. I actually have an opportunity to maybe go to Nashville, so I might.
Oh, so
Nashville.
Then, all right. So there's a lot of places you would.
It's bigger cities though, but like y'all ain't gonna catch me in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Actually, there's not one single, like, Alabama and Mississippi are places where I just have no interest in being. Y'all ain't like, yo, Birmingham's nice. No, I ain't going to Birmingham. Fuck. So, like, no, like, y'all know how I feel. And everybody's like, the South's not that bad. I'm like, whatever, bro. Like, I'm just not here for it. Like, y'all can go back down there if y'all want. I'm still thinking they're going to come back and try to Emmett Till me. So, next, equally bad, somebody is out here trying to make a video game called Rape Day. I didn't officially get the full understanding what the game is about, but these still shots look real creepy. Apparently, the people think they say 7% of the gaming industry are sociopaths, and that they would like this, and there are pseudo sociopaths that would get into this, so it would bump it up to a point where they think this game would be profitable. This is the type of shit that you just don't do. Like, even if you think there's somebody out here who wants this, that person also probably is either has or going to do something in their life where they probably are going to go to jail. Yeah. So, no, you just don't do this, man. You don't.
This is fucked up. I don't know. Yeah, definitely promotes. Definitely, like, there's some type of, like, you know, LinkedIn for pedophiles. This would probably be on their, like, one of their, like,
I'm sure there's, like, a dark web thing like that.
Yeah.
Last thing before we get out of the first 10, Pittsburgh is to prep downtown businesses. I'm assuming this is going to be like hurricane preparation for the possible, definite unrest over the Michael Rossfeld trial. This is where I'm at with this. I'm like, if y'all going to ride, then y'all should just be ready. Like, y'all should have pitchforks and shit waiting. Because I don't know why y'all think y'all should go back home and get ready to ride. Because I'm like,
Beaver sold out.
Like, I'm just like, I'm out. Yeah. I mean, that's how I am with it. But I'm like, y'all know me. I'm not out here to get arrested for this. We've known since the boy got shot, this man wasn't going to jail. So I'm still shocked that dude in Chicago went to jail, and then they put him in general population, and then he got his ass beat. And that's where after that cop went to jail and shit went really south, I'm like, I don't think another cop's going to jail for a while. Like, I think that cop, which I don't think the country looked at deep enough, because I don't think a lot of people know that, like, one of the police officers in Chicago actually went to jail recently. That was our one. That was Obama. That was our police Obama, and I don't think we're going to get another one of those.
Why can't we get another one?
Cause man, because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. He went to jail. Mm-hmm. Everybody's mad. Like his family and shit's mad. They're like, all right, they better protect him. He has like 5 years. And within like a month and a half, this nigga gets beat up in general population. He's a cop from Chicago, and they put him somewhere in Connecticut, and they didn't even know he was in Connecticut.
In Connecticut? Oh, damn.
He gets his ass beaten in jail in Connecticut. They call his wife like your husband got his ass beaten in jail.
What?
He's in Connecticut, and it's like wait, she doesn't even know he's in Connecticut.
I didn't know Connecticut was like that.
So like it's a federal jail. It ain't about who's people from Connecticut. It's about who does shit there.
All right. Yeah.
But nah, bro. So I'm like after that, hearing that story, I'm like, nah, man. It's gonna be a little bit before another cop goes down for shooting one of us. Or, well, 2/3 of us.
That's nah. They should definitely toss his ass. No, that's fucked up. They can't just let this case.
Well, guys, we're gonna wrap up the first 10 and get into the what the day is. It's Monday. It's SportsTalk, and this is one of the bigger. Well, it starts Wednesday, but because of how the NFL works, we know everything now. So trade deadline or trade opening, free agency. Let's get into it. First and foremost, let's get the big worm out the room, or for how a lot of people have been calling him. Pause. Mr. Big Chest has finally been traded. That's what they've been calling this nigga the last week. Antonio Brown was traded to the Buffalo Bills. Okay. Then he said, no, I will not go to the Buffalo. And then eventually he got his way and got traded to the Oakland Raiders / Las Vegas Raiders. And then re-upped on his contract to get a guaranteed $30 million after basically throwing a hissy fit for the last month and a half. So, great job. And this is... hey, everybody said to me, this is not going to end up like San Antonio Holmes again. That's all everybody kept on saying. Oh, no, we're not going to get a 4th-round pick. Y'all got a 3rd and a 5. That's the equivalent of 2 4th-round picks in my ass. So, yeah. And apparently, you could have got a one from Buffalo, but y'all let what he cared about matter, which shouldn't have mattered because he has 3 years on his fucking contract. And apparently I found out really recently the Patriots were going to give up a 2 and a 3. And
No, we don't want that. No, because we always have to verse them. And we always...
Oh, James. Okay, man, we're going to have a level at some point. Real quick. Without Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, and apparently they're trying to pick up your favorite receiver right now.
Golden Tate, fuck no.
Yeah. So, if they pick up Golden Tate, I'm sorry
to let you... I can believe them picking him up.
I'm sorry to let you know, but y'all have to figure out how y'all getting past the Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. So stop worrying about the Patriots.
No, I think we got a chance. I think we would have a chance. Browns, that's pretty serious. That is coming up, but I mean, we didn't even talk about Bengals.
Because I don't know the name of their coach.
Oh, I guess so. All right. I don't know who the coach is either.
So, but yeah, when it comes down to, I'm out. I'm completely out. When it comes to the Steelers, unless they pick up somebody that matters, and they're not. Because Golden Tate doesn't fucking matter.
Juju Smith?
He's by himself.
Golden Tate's like a decent receiver. I think he's a decent number 2.
I don't know if it's on the show, but I'm sure I could find factual evidence of you making it sound like Golden Tate's name is a lie.
He is. Listen, I've disrespected him since he was over with the Seahawks. He went over to the Detroit Lions.
Where he has respectable stats.
He has, pretty good stats over at Detroit, but it's Matthew Stafford. And then he went over to the fucking Eagles, and he didn't do shit. He fucked up my fantasy team. I don't know why I don't know why I have the people I fucking hate on my team. And he fucking blew.
Oh, because you didn't draft this year.
No, I didn't. So I wouldn't have picked.
It's like the year I got Carlos Hyde and almost I basically wanted to quit.
You believed in Carlos Hyde.
No, not the second time I got him, I was mad because my draft stopped after the second round and they picked him up in the 3rd round. I'm like, why would you pick this? It's the equivalent of getting Anderson in the 1st round that one year where they was trying to put this nigga in the 1st round.
Oh yeah, for real. Who's putting C.J. Instant in that? Damn.
So, and this is how I look at this trade. This is why I think it's terrible for the Steelers. Okay. Everybody's like, oh, they might get somebody good for the 3rd or 5th round. You know what I looked up? I looked up the 3 because I couldn't figure out which exact pick was the pick. I looked up in the 2010 draft Which funny thing is, Emmanuel Sanders was drafted in the 2nd round, and Antonio Brown was drafted in the 6th round. They had 3 4th-round picks. Actually, no, they were 3rd-round picks. I just messed that. I know I messed it up. But they got the San Antonio home straight was a 4th-round pick. 3 3rd-round picks. The first one I never heard of. The second 2, because I had an argument with Moise, whatever.
Molasses?
Yeah, Molasses.
Yeah.
I had an argument with him about this, and 2 other players that he can remember the name of. So after he was like, I remember them niggas, I went up and found out what their careers were. One dude is playing in the CFL right now. The other dude was some dude like Sylvester or something. I actually remember him because his name was Sylvester. I remember a nigga whose name was Sylvester. It's like Sylvester Stevenson.
I think something like that.
Played 3 years with the Steelers off his drafted contract, went to the Bills for 1 year, and then was out of the NFL.
That's usually what happens.
So that's my point, bro. Like you can't just give up Antonio Brown for.
We'll find somebody new. We had to get rid of him. We couldn't keep him.
Oh yes, you could have, bro. I would have. Man, we could play poker all day, Antonio Brown. You could dye your hair every color you want. I don't care. If you don't want to show up and not get these paychecks like Le'Veon Bell, which Le'Veon Bell had a right.
So is this how you would, if you were the
bro?
owner?
He could have sat out for 3 fucking years. If he was good, I don't think he could have did that. Think about that. If you would have made him, if he had made the decision he was never going to play for the Steelers again.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to play football for 3 years. We have a 3-year contract. This is not like Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon had no contract.
Yeah.
The franchise tag is a choice to sign, which he chose not to sign. Everybody's like, oh, he gave up all this money. No, he just chose not to sign a contract. That's it. It wasn't like he did anything wrong on that. Antonio Brown is legally obligated to work, and if he doesn't work, he doesn't get paid.
Yeah.
So he gets a $30 million, basically a guaranteed bonus from Oakland. Oakland gets Antonio Brown for a 3 and a 5 when they had 3 first-round picks. And they still got 3 first-round picks. Think about this. I mean, I know.
They're not going to give that up. What do you mean?
Bro, that's why this trade shouldn't have happened. And I'm not saying all 3, but they should have at least part with 1.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that being for the Oakland Raiders?
I don't think it matters. This is why I don't think it matters. It's a 3 and a 5. And
I'm talking about Antonio Brown being on that team, though. You think
I don't know.
You don't think it's going to be impactful?
It could be, but again, wide receivers is hard for me, man, because I feel like you got to be like Larry Fitzgerald, Terrell Owens size to be that impactful constantly as a receiver. And Antonio Brown's not that big. And Antonio Brown usually has another receiver with him that helps something, or a tight end.
Yeah.
Because basically, as soon as Heath Miller left, who Heath Miller, at my eyes, even though his stats wasn't amazing, was the person that could help get it off of him a little bit. And Le'Veon Bell was that too.
Yeah.
And you go to Oakland, where I think Marshawn Lynch isn't on the team at the moment. So I don't know who the running back is. There's no other wide receivers with you that I care about.
I don't know. Hold up.
And I don't care about the tight end unless it's... And if Jared Cook's still the tight end, that doesn't matter. We like Jared Cook because he had 1 catch in the playoffs. From that Aaron Rodgers throw he had.
Oh, yeah.
That one catch, everybody's like, Jared Cook's the shit. And I'm like, bro, he was trash on the Rams, and he's trash everywhere else he goes.
Yeah. You had to throw out the Rams life. It's like, it wasn't good with Jeff.
I don't know who he's throwing the ball, actually, I remember. It might have been back when we had the dude from Houston. The University of Houston. Keenum.
Oh, shit.
So, in other football news...
We got a lot of big trades, actually.
Well, speaking of Keenum, Case Keenum got traded to the Redskins.
Yeah. That's a pretty big deal. That's kind of funny. That's just like, that's funny that it just, like, they all just kind of rotated those quarterbacks from Denver, Vikings, and the Redskins. They all kind of
then Baltimore.
Who?
Joe Flacco went to the Broncos.
Oh, that's right, yeah. But I mean, just like all these,
well, no, because RG3's on Baltimore.
That's funny, yeah.
So, like, even with that, that's still kind of, there's still a connection there. And then Nick Foles gets $88 million.
That's a lot of money. That's
like I'm going like Austin Powers with this motherfucker. His agent's amazing. He needs to buy his agent something nice, like either a crib or a car, but something like immaculate.
That's funny.
And if he buys him a crib, it needs to be built from scratch. Like he needs to do either that, like, or if his agent's single, he needs to hook him up, like Robert Kraft style, full VIP.
Oh, that's funny. Was it Tyrann Mathieu just went to the Chiefs?
Have fun getting hurt.
So he's there.
I'm fully convinced that the Kansas City Chiefs probably have the worst training or medical staff in the NFL.
T Sizzle's over in the Arizona.
Bro, I thought Suggs was going to be like Ray Lewis. The Baltimore Ravens is like the only team that seem to be able to keep their defensive players for their entire career. So, what the fuck is he going to do in Arizona?
He's like...
That's like Richard Sherman going to the 49ers last year. Like, it was cool, but you ain't do nothing with your life last year.
Frank Gore's going to the Bills for a year. I don't know. It's not...
So I don't think... So I think LaShawn McCoy's out of the Bills.
Yeah, Shady McCoy has to be going. There's no way Shady's staying. He needs to leave. Like, that was just a bad... That was funny, because if Antonio Brown would have went there, that would have been such a...
What the fuck are they going to do with Frank? I mean, you know what's funny is he's still going to ball.
Yeah.
Like, Frank Gore is, like, he's going... You know why Frank Gore keeps on playing? Because he's, like... slowly creeping up the rushing yards record. Yeah. Like he's like 5 or he's up and he's high now.
Yeah.
So if he plays like another year or two, he's never gonna. I don't think anybody's gonna reach Emmett for a while. I thought Adrian Peterson could have did it. Then he started beating his kids.
He's still playing.
Yeah, but his production after losing that year completely shot his chance. Like he could have broke all them records.
Yeah.
And then when that happened, and plus I think one of the 2 injuries took it too far.
Yeah.
And also the Redskins didn't re-sign him yet. He's talking to the Bears right now.
Oh. All right.
So.
What's it? Adam Humphries, the dude, receiver from Tampa Bay. He signed for the Titans. Not a big deal, but
not a big deal. Also, Aaron Amendola to the Detroit Lions.
Really? Oh, all right. I thought he was gonna stay.
What? Miami let him go.
Oh,
like Miami cut him technically. This wasn't.
Oh, really? Oh, it wasn't even.
This wasn't a free agency deal. This was a cut.
Oh.
Eric Whittle to the Rams.
Eric Whittle to the Rams. I heard about that. Yeah, that's a pretty big deal.
I'm actually cool with that. He's one of the few Caucasian DBs out here that I think is nice.
Okay.
There's not a lot of y'all left.
He might be the only one, actually.
Good? Probably. I mean, I know there's no corners. I know there are no white corners. I know there's a couple white safeties left.
Yeah.
So.
What's it? Deshaun Jackson went back to the Eagles.
Did they finish that?
'Cause
I heard the rumor was that if they finished that, I'm really happy about that.
Let me double check.
Because he should have never left in the first place. Chip Kelly's an asshole for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're gonna trade a 2020 7th round and Philadelphia for a 19th round pick.
Then it's time to get Shady back then.
That'd be pretty nice.
Shady needs to go back, get Deshaun Jackson back. Wentz can have what he should have always had when he showed up. Mm-hmm.
But these guys are older.
Man, Deshaun Jackson's still out here running by people.
Yeah, I'll give Deshaun Jackson that. And I think like Shady McCoy had pretty much...
His rushing isn't that bad in Buffalo. I don't think they ever had a line.
I don't think they ran shit. They didn't do shit over
Bro,
there.
he was killing it in that snow game.
Everybody kills in the snow games.
What other... is there anything else? Any other big moves that we got before
I think there's one more. Defense, was it Trey Flowers? He's going to sign to the Lions.
Okay. Also, Trent Brown from the Patriots, he's an offensive lineman. The Raiders signed him, and I think the last of their money, to the highest paying offensive lineman contract in NFL history. Somewhere in the $80 million range.
They fucking eat it, though.
He's never been to a Pro Bowl or been All-Pro.
Well, then they better...
This is why when you said the stuff you said about Antonio Brown earlier, you're like, well, is this cool? I'm like, bro, they just signed somebody who's like he's 4 or 5 years into the league. He's never been to all like first thing. This is like because if you're an offensive lineman, this is all I got. There's nothing else I got because I'm not an analyst in the way that I'm studying offensive line play. So if you ain't got no Pro Bowls and you've never been on an All-Pro team, then I don't know how good of a lineman you are.
Yeah.
And for you to be the highest paid ever,
I'm pretty sure Antonio Brown has had, like, in the first 2 years, he had, like, a Pro Bowl. So I mean, a
lot of people that are rookie Pro Bowls, but 4 or 5 years in?
Yeah, and you haven't had one? We need at least a Pro Bowl.
For highest all time? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't go off. Actually, I think to me, All Pro is more important than Pro Bowl.
And I need at least, like, if you've been working, and plus if you've been playing for 5 years, I want, like, at least... In your offensive line, I'll give you like 3 weeks of Pepsi Roadhouse week player out of all those 5 years.
Okay,
I'm asking a lot.
Yeah, now you're asking. You started making things difficult. I'm like, okay, now James is out here just wilding.
I'm not asking for the Aaron Field. I'm not like Aaron Ground, FedEx.
So yeah, that was when I found out that I'm like, and this is also why because people thought, and I thought for a little bit that Le'Veon Bell might go to Oakland.
Yeah.
Same thing, the same issue as last year. The same reason they got rid of Khalil Mack. They are the poor. Whatever the first name of this man is, Al Davis' son, is the poorest owner in the NFL. The Rooney's are like second or third, but they are the poorest owners group in the NFL are the Raiders until they move to Las Vegas. When they move to Las Vegas, the value of the team is going to skyrocket. But in Oakland, they are the poorest team in the NFL. So even though the Oakland Raiders have a lot of cap room,
Yeah.
which is cool because that's how the NFL judges how much money you can spend, they don't have that much money. So I think that Le'Veon Bell's that Trent Brown is the last big signing that they can give a signing bonus to.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is they don't have the money to give people signing bonuses. And Le'Veon Bell wants a bunch of money guaranteed. Like a lot of money guaranteed.
Yeah.
So I think Le'Veon Bell's out of there. Right now, the front runners for Le'Veon Bell right now are the Jets and the Colts still.
I guess the Jets.
The Jets have the most cap room.
I think
It's
they
really
could-
up to the Jets to figure out if they're willing to give them that much guaranteed money if they find out they're bidding against themselves.
Yeah. I feel like they should just get. Because I don't think the Colts need him.
Who's the running back, James?
Marlon Mack.
Oh, Mack Truck. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's pretty decent. Yeah. He was running. He was going over at least 5 yards per carry.
Also, I need to see him. He needs to make an appearance, man. They saying he's 265, bro.
265.
That's what they saying. They say he's 265 right now.
How tall?
Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, Le'Veon Bell. Oh, shit. 265. Well, you big as shit.
Yeah. So yeah, there's rumors going around that you're 265. I haven't seen you, so I'm going to call them rumors.
I ain't gonna pick you up. This is like Jamarcus Russell, like out here. Nah.
I mean, he could end up like Anderson.
Anderson was still fumbling and
Hey, we got the ball back. But
that's all you want to say.
But no, like that's my thing is Le'Veon Bell. If you're 265 pounds, first thing I need to know what your playing weight was. That's worse than that's what
I feel it was like 230. It couldn't have been 260.
that's worse than Eddie Lacy though.
Eddie Lacy was
At least in that
big.
time frame, because Eddie Lacy got big over time.
Yeah.
Because he just couldn't stop.
Yeah, he just couldn't stop.
But like when it comes to Le'Veon Bell, it's just like, bro, if you're 265, like goddamn. For one thing, like this is my issue. Like if you're gonna people need to follow the Terrell Owens way of doing this. If you're gonna do this, be out in your front lawn working out, showing all the teams while you're being a jackass that you still out here in great shape. So even though you're a jackass, somebody still wants you.
He's still out here as a free agent. He can still play.
I think after you go into the Hall of Fame, they don't the teams have like an agreement not to play to come get you. I think like only the NBA and baseball you're coming back after retirement.
Okay, that's only two.
Well, after Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. So, but no, like that's how. And man, Terrell Owens needs to go home. Like it's your fault you broke, bro.
Yeah, definitely. He wasted too much of his money, but he did for his quarterback. So wait, you hear about Jason Witten coming back?
Well, yeah, we can talk about that first.
Yeah, we didn't even. Yeah, how's that? He fucked up being a commentary.
Because he's bro. You know what's wrong? Is he came out first and like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then it was like, well, yeah, Tony's gonna do this too, and then Tony Romo turned into the best commentator of all time.
Yeah,
and a future Super Bowl winning head coach in my eyes, as long as he doesn't go coach the Cowboys.
Okay.
I don't know what happens if he coaches the Cowboys. He might be the next Jimmy Johnson for all I know. But the man's a fucking genius. I just don't know why. Like, and again, I've always been the low key Tony Romo.
Yeah, I wasn't a hater
because again, he holds all the records for the Cowboys yards wise and touchdowns wise, and this man has had a couple 500-yard games.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I will never forget the game they lost to the Broncos because the game was like 52-48.
I remember that. Yeah.
But he threw the interception.
Yeah.
That's always what we remember at the end.
Jason Witten just is like, hey, give me back a job. And then they were like, hey, yeah, we need Jason back out there. Get himself a few more jerseys.
I don't know, man, because I have this feeling he's going to show up to training camp and then remember what this is all really about and decide to go back home.
I don't know. I really don't know what it's
After you spend a year up in the booth and you have that cow slick haircut that looks so bad for that long in public, I feel like you've changed. Just like Brian Urlacher with hair, I don't trust the new.
Oh yeah, I don't trust that.
I don't trust Brian Urlacher now since he got here. Like, did you ever see Brian Urlacher when he was playing? Remember bald white dude?
He was bald as hell.
Bro, he came out like 2 years after retirement and had like a full head of hair. over here talking about, well, this is my new life. And I'm like, nope, I don't trust you no more, bro. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I was like, I do not trust you anymore, bro. You was one of the toughest motherfuckers in NFL current history, and now you out here with a full head of hair. Like, it's like, man, that's like the opposite of, like, if Palomalo walked up to me and was bald, I'm like, I don't trust you.
I couldn't do that. What? Who are you?
I'm like, man, you ain't the real Palomalo, bro. Go get your cousin.
Get that. Is this a Head and Shoulders commercial? What? Like, wait.
Other news, apparently the Browns and the 49ers are in talks to try to trade for Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Odell to the Browns, that could do like a lot of damage. 49ers, that division, I don't think they really do much.
I still got to see what Jimmy Garoppolo is. I can't hate on the 49ers too much because Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt.
He never got a chance. He never got a chance to play.
Because you got to remember, at the time when Jimmy Garoppolo got signed, he was the highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, and he only played like 4 or 5 games.
You were still mad about that.
How do you? And it was the kicker that won.
I knew that. James, you've done this.
I'm just saying. Every single point was because of either running back or the kicker, and I'm pretty sure most of it was because of the kicker got 15 points. Like,
it was one game that happened.
I'm pretty sure it was a couple.
I'm just talking about the 15 points more.
Yeah.
I get that. I'm just saying that we haven't seen him.
Yeah.
Same thing where I'm now convinced that the Arizona Cardinals are going to trade Josh Rosen and go get Kyler Murray.
You think that's really going to happen?
It seems really convincing. Which seems like a terrible decision. Especially if you're out here picking up T-Sizzle.
T-Sizzle, yeah. But you just lost Matthews. I don't know.
Matthews is in a weird place as a position, man. Tyrann Matthews is one of my favorite players in the NFL, but his value is really to how your team plays defense.
Yeah.
Because he's you remember how like whenever college athletes come out and some of them don't have a position, so they just call him an athlete? Mm-hmm. That's what he is. Like, unless you have somewhere where he needs to be on the field, he's useless.
Yeah.
He's just below a Palomalo. Like Palomalo had the wherewithal that he could be anywhere and it mattered. Mm-hmm. Tyrann Matthews is a little too small for that, where he has to be situational. Mm-hmm. So it matters about how much it matters to you if he's situational. So no, Tyrann Matthews he's kind of like, you know what he reminds me of? He's like the corner version of who's the receiver for the Patriots and the Broncos a couple years ago.
Wes Welker.
Yeah, he's like the corner version of Wes Welker. Where like you're really good, but you're just too. You're in this area of size where I'm like, you're not really effective all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with him. I don't know. Odell.
Every week now, I'm hearing like the Giants are trying to trade Odell, and I'm like, y'all still have Eli Manning on y'all roster. But what y'all worried about this?
I just don't know.
Like, that's my whole thing. I'm like, y'all want to worry about Odell so damn bad, but you have this 95-year-old man still trying to play quarterback on your team.
He just needs to go. I don't know who's going to replace him.
And what kills me is I have no interest in like getting rid of Phillip Rivers or Ben Roethlisberger this fast, and they were all drafted in the same year. It's just like Eli Manning. Like, you know what Eli reminds me of when it comes to the three is the Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, and LeBron James were drafted in the same draft. But LeBron came out of high school. Melo played 1 year in college. Dwayne Wade played 4 years.
Yeah.
So Dwayne Wade is still the old man, and for some reason that's how I feel about Eli. He's
a Dwayne.
We're like, and again, Dwayne Wade is the one that has all the accolades up until where LeBron decided to go left. But at a certain point, when they were on the Heat and Melo was still not winning championships nowhere, which is obviously Phillip Rivers is Melo.
God damn. All right.
At one point, Dwayne Wade had more championships than LeBron James because Dwayne had his one title, and then they won the titles together before he went back to Cleveland. At that point, Dwayne Wade would have been Eli, and Roethlisberger would have been LeBron. Mm-hmm. Where now, obviously, Roethlisberger has surpassed Eli. I'm not saying Roethlisberger's not LeBron in any sense. I'm just saying this analogy of them being drafted in the same draft. That's where I go with this.
I'm following, yeah.
And I'm not even hating on Dwayne Wade. He's going to retire this year. We know he's done. Yeah. Eli's still playing like I got a couple years left. You don't, bro. Your last year should have been like 2 years ago.
You think there might be an
Carmelo's
injury?
Done.
You think it might be an injury that might put him out? Or do you think it'd be bad
I don't
play?
wish for that type of stuff.
No, but I'm just saying, what do you think is going to put him out? Do you think it's going to be injury? You think it's going to be...
It's going to be when they don't let you come back.
Oh, they're like...
Yeah.
Why is this not working? It's
You see the security guard walk by the window. It's like, hey, Bob, it's me, Eli. You know Kid Manning? That's what y'all used to call me, bro, Kid Manning? Hey, Mr. Manning, yeah, they said you can't come in here no more. It's Mr. Manning now?
Yeah.
Man, you remember I came down to your kid's birthday party that one year? That was really nice, Mr. Manning, but they said they did not let you back.
Yeah. I could definitely see that. You ain't coming back. Oh,
that's the coldest way to get fired.
Yeah.
That is the absolute that's how you get people to come back and fuck up your business. Mm-hmm. Like it's one to fire somebody and man up about it. It is one to straight up just be like, we're just gonna lock them out.
They ain't gonna get in. Shit.
Like I have a job where they can do that. Like I can swipe to get into my job, man. Yeah. I can walk up one day and you do, and then start calling people, like, hey man, I can't get in. It's like, yeah, Jordan, they didn't tell you.
Oh. I feel like that would be the same way, yeah. Oh man, that's funny.
So
yeah.
You have anything else before we roll?
That's everything for the day.
So we're gonna get out of here, guys, on a shorter day, but I feel like this is one of our better episodes, conversation-wise. So we're gonna get up out of here. Always shout out to everybody, Grandma War Radio. And since I have the beautiful new additions right here, we got the blue. I don't know if y'all what color blue this is. It's like an electric blue. My Sounds wireless headphones here. I got the blue joints in my hand. I wish James would have picked up the black ones and put them in his shop, but he didn't. Now he's doing it.
Now I did.
So we got both of these here.
Got these blue
it's like
and black ones.
I always say the black ones and then the inside out ones, but they're basically the same color combo. Shout out to B-Daz and Malachi on this one, as always. So yeah, it was a good show, y'all, and we'll talk to y'all on Wednesday. I didn't tell you to do all that. We don't own these.